Welcome to today's episode of Sassy Detectives. We're your hosts,
Tori.
and Rae. We are here to talk about anything and everything Nancy Drew, and today we'll be talking about the Haunted Carousel. Roll the intro. Alright, so this episode, I will not be doing much of anything because I hate this game.
Oh,
Unpopular opinion.
That's okay. This game is very low for me as well, so it's not as low as it is for you, but it's fairly low. Real quick before we get started, I wanted to take a moment and say thank you to all of you guys, especially you, Rae, for kind of coordinating it. When I got into an accident a couple months back and we had to kind of pause everything, and my life looked very different for a couple of months. And I was unemployed, and I knew that I was going to have a lot of medical bills and things. You guys did a fundraiser for me, and honestly, it was able to cover all of my bills for about 6 weeks, so it really, really helped. Yay! And I just wanted to say a heartfelt thank you to Rae, obviously, for coming up with it and hosting those streams, but also to everybody who donated. It really did touch my heart, so I wanted to say thank you before we jumped in, and also welcome back, and that I have recovered well, and I have use of my right hand again, and I'm getting back into normalcy, so everything, I've seen the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm there now, so yeah, so again, thank you. But now that we're back, we're going to talk about the Haunted Carousel, and when I had thrown this on the schedule and I'd asked Rae, like, hey, how does this look? And you were like, this looks good, but I don't have a ton to say about Haunted Carousel because I hate it. And I was like, that's fine. One of my close friends, it is his least favorite game, I'm pretty sure. Or like one of his least favorites. So like, I think he even thinks it's worse than like Midnight in Salem and Mystery of the Seven Keys. So but then another close friend of mine, I think it's her favorite. So I think this is a very polarizing game.
Yeah, I will just say I have played it 1.5 times because back in 2015, over 10 years ago, was the first time I played this game. Yeah, and here's the funny thing. It was really complicated for me to be able to play it because it was on my mom's laptop, not mine, my mom's for some reason. And also, her keyboard on that laptop didn't work because it had coffee spilled on it twice, milk spilled on it once, and the V8 vegetable juice spilled on it once. And so the keyboard didn't work. So we had to use a plugged-in USB keyboard with it. And so that drove me nuts. And so it sucked. And then I played it, and I rage quit halfway through because of Vertical Blast. And I did not touch it again until 2020 during COVID, when I bought it on sale, and for one of the many niche holiday sales Her Interactive had. And I got it on my laptop, which is now dead. This laptop is held together by duct tape and dead. And I played it on that, somehow got through Barnacle Blast, and I have never touched the game again because I hate Barnacle Blast and because the music and sound design in this game really gives me a headache. Okay. So, yeah. So this is the game I've played the least, less than Midnight in Salem. Okay.
I have a follow-up question for you.
Yeah.
Who the heck was spilling liquids all over the laptop? Were there multiple culprits?
Sister, okay, my mom and my sister.
So I bet the milk had to be your sister.
Dogs. Yes, the milk was Lexi. Wow, Sorry, my sister really likes milk. It's like a running gag with my family and friends because she likes milk so much.
Yeah, it's like one of her biggest personality traits to me
Yeah.
is
Oh,
Lexi's
and
love
also,
of milk.
yeah, but also there's kind of bad news about it too because she is recently got diagnosed with anemia, and apparently dairy is and blocks iron absorption, and so
Oh.
the amount of milk she's drinking isn't good for her as someone
No.
who is anemic.
There's gotta be
So,
there's
like-
gotta be like some kind of milk that has like iron added or something. I don't know.
I'm tempted to get her one of those iron fish things that you boil liquids in and
Yeah.
soups and stuff, and you just like toss in the iron fish and boom, you got more iron in your food.
Yeah.
But she's
Isn't that
taking
so
a lot
weird?
of like supplements now. Yeah, it is. It is.
It's like
We're
let's
literally
consume
eating
metal
and some people
for
don't-
health.
Yeah, and some people don't have enough metal.
Yeah.
But the good thing about it is that my sister could not be exploited by Magneto to escape his prison cell. So
Hey, there you go.
there's that. There's
Yeah.
that. But that
She's
has
never
nothing
gonna
to do
set
with
off
Nancy
a-
Drew. But
Yeah, she's never gonna set off like a TSA alarm.
no. Do people do that?
I was
People
told
have
that
much iron.
I was told that my the rod that's now in my hand after my accident, I was told to expect that it could set off like security
Damn.
alarms. And I was like, wow.
Damn. Okay. That's wild, but expected, I guess.
Yeah, I guess
I don't
so.
know, but anyway, this game.
This game. The Haunted Carousel. Shall I start walking us through it?
Yeah, please, please.
So this is game number 8, and it starts with Nancy having been invited to a amusement park called Captain's Cove amusement park in New Jersey somewhere. And so there has been a stolen carousel horse, plus also some weird things like the carousel starting up in the middle of the night and like an accident on the roller coaster and other weird things. So
The amusement rides get a little quirky at night.
yeah, they get a little, yeah, it's like Night at the Museum, but it's an amusement park kind of, maybe.
I was talking about Five Nights.
Oh,
Freddy's.
Five Nights. That's, I was thinking
Yeah.
Night at the Museum. Okay. Different, but same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get there and the game starts in the hotel room, because you stay at the Captain's Quarters Motel, which is like next door. It's like the amusement park's official hotel. So you have like a little laptop, and this is one of the earliest games where I think there was an actual like checklist, but it automatically would get checked off as you did things. So yeah, I think because before that, this game was Ghost Dogs and Moon Lake, which had like notes on the little PDA thing, but not an actual like checklist. So I think this is the first game that has a checklist. You just can't take it with you. You can check out like your suitcase and there's an ironing board. Now this is a very important ironing board. The first time you played this game, Ray, how many times did you burn down the Captain's Quarters Motel with the ironing board?
None, because I was paranoid. I didn't know I had OCD yet.
Oh, good
And
point.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is a fire hazard. I could burn it, and because paranoia.
Yeah.
It's strong. You know how it's like the force is strong with this one. The paranoia is strong with this one. It was what
That
I
makes
used
sense.
to say.
I
And
definitely
now I'm diagnosed with OCD. So
yeah, I definitely did burn down the hotel my first time playing through, and then felt insanely guilty and burst into tears.
yeah.
So, so if you leave the hotel and you go over to the gate of the amusement park, then you walk up to the gate and a voice comes out of a speakerphone or whatever and is like, can the young lady who just walked through the gate enter the whale's mouth on her left? So you walk into this whale's mouth door, and you meet Harlan Bishop, and he's the security guy. What's your opinion on Harlan?
He does feel like somebody who would take a job at Five Nights at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. He does feel like that.
Okay.
Like
I
feel
like Harlan.
he could, yeah.
I think he's probably the best character in this game. But don't be fooled. That doesn't mean a whole lot. Yeah. So, but Harlan is fine. He sounds like a Jersey guy. You know, he's kind of grown up in Jersey. He looks the part of the young security chap. So he tells you a little bit about what's going on. He gives you a fun card, which allows you to ride some rides and play some games. He also gives you a map of the park. And you can kind of look around his office a little bit too. There's a few things you can't look at yet because he's there. And he also shows you the security footage of the carousel just kind of starting up in the middle of the night.
I thought it was going to be a lot scarier than it was, and then it happened, and I was like, man, this is lame.
Me too.
There's like nothing here, dude.
And then I think he tells you that you have to go talk to Joy Trent, who is, I don't even remember what her, like, job here is. Is she, like, the bookkeeper? Or just, like, the manager? I actually don't know. I don't know what Joy's job is, but we're going to Joy. Yeah. And then when Harlan says, like, Joy is kind of joyless, he's 100% correct. Yeah. Because you get to Joy's office, and she is a huge bummer of a personality. She's just like, just like, oh, I'm so sad all the time. And, like, I get it. Like, burnout is real. Depression is real. Yeah. I'm not trying to say that those things are inherently bad. But the first time you meet somebody, there is a level of, like, I don't know, like, separation that you have normally, where you don't want somebody who's never met you before to know the, like, burdens of your soul. And I feel like Joy just immediately dumps into, like, Nancy. And you're like, okay, I don't even know you. I'm just here to do a job.
There you go. You know.
But, so she gives you an access card. You can also look around a bit more in Joy's office than you'd expect. Like, I think you can take something out of her file cabinet immediately. It's got, like, a bill of sale, but it's in shorthand. So we'll have to figure out what that is all about later. Yeah. And then I think you can find out about some of the other past events that have happened at the park through the newspaper clippings that are on the wall, and about, like, this guy who, like, claimed he got whiplash or whatever, and he sued the park and won or something like that. So Nancy comments something about, like, giving the police detective a call at some point. And there's also, like, jewels that were found in something in the park or whatever. So Nancy's like, maybe this is all related. And then I think at this point you can go meet the other two people who work here. Do you typically go to Elliot or Ingrid first? Well, I guess you haven't played this very much.
Well,
so.
I've done that twice, so I don't remember.
Okay. I typically go to Elliot first because you can't do much anyway, because the first time you go into Elliot's office, Nancy Drew knocks over a gallon of paint. And Elliot is like, girl, what the heck are you doing? Leave. And don't come in here again until Joy tells me that you're allowed to be in this space. I have heard some people say that they think that Elliot is too harsh in that moment, But I'm just going to say,
Yeah.
if a stranger walked into my workspace and spilled paint everywhere, I'd probably be a little upset too.
Yeah.
So then if you go back to Joy's office, you can use her little ghost dog's pad to write her a little note that says, you need to call Elliot or whatever. And at this point, Miles the Magnificent Memory Machine starts talking to you.
Ah, this guy.
Which is kind of terrifying because you're in a space you're not familiar with, and all of a sudden a robot man is talking to you, and he tells you that Joy is not here and you can leave a message for her.
So funny, though.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, I think I'd be scared. Like, I know this was, like, way before the, like, years of, like, AI and stuff, but I think I'd still be scared. I just don't want this robot looking at me. And then you can go to Ingrid's office and introduce yourself to Ingrid. Ingrid is so Elliot is the art director in the park, and Ingrid is the head engineer in the park. Ingrid is also an okay character. I think that she's fine, although she gets way too aggressive about things that she doesn't need to get aggressive about, in my opinion. And she is the kind of person who assumes that she knows your body better than you do.
God, no, okay. She kind of reminds me of my mom in that way.
Oh! She doesn't hear this episode.
No, my mom doesn't listen to podcasts, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
But, like, my mom is very into, like, you shouldn't do vaccines, because vaccines are poison. But you know what isn't poison? Supplements. And so whenever I think of my mom being like, you should take this supplement, I think of, remember niacin.
Yeah.
Stuff.
And I mean, I'm all for, like,
natural remedies and stuff
and
like that.
medicines and stuff. Like, I'm not against any of it, but I just think it's funny when a literal stranger is trying to tell you how to fix your body.
Yeah.
You're like, you don't even know my body.
Yeah, it's like, you don't know that. I'm sorry.
Until you have an MD license.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Unless you're like a doctor, I'm not listening to your medical advice. Like, yeah.
But you can kind of meet her, and then if you go explore other parts of the park, so like there's the roller coaster, but you get there and the access box has a little red tag on it. So if you open the box up, there's like these panels that slide out, and then these papers about how to fix this like access card box. So you have to go back to Ingrid and talk to her about that. And she will talk about how she needs to fix that, and she gives you this little fuse thing. It's like a resistor of some kind, and a handbook on like how to fix a few things. And then you can but you need a soldering gun. So we don't have the soldering gun yet. We'll have to look around for that. You can go to the haunted house, which terrified me as a kid to walk around in this place.
Oh, see, the haunted house wasn't scary enough for me.
Really? I thought it was so terrifying.
No, because I was like, God, this is all fake. I need more spooky stuff. You gotta be scarier than this.
I didn't want any more spookies because the weird like moaning through the walls and just like the general vibe of like something could jump out at me made me so scared. But there is a keyboard you can pick up next to one of the bodies, animatronic bodies on the floor.
Yeah.
God, this. And then you can look.
I will say, if we get a remaster of any game, I think this would also be a fun one to remaster.
I would love for the park to be expanded a bit. And
also, the haunted house needs to have more like creepy stuff, like put in a little bit of FNAF in there, you know, and also make the sound design so it doesn't give me a headache, and also make Barnacle Blast skippable, because I hate it.
When you say you want FNAF, do you mean that you want
Make the animatronics freakier. Make them look like they're watching you or something.
I just don't want them to come alive and try to kill me.
Yeah. But, like, maybe just, like, have them watch you or something. Like, you turn around and suddenly, like, it looks like they're looking at you, but, like, they're not. It's just, like, the angle or something. Like, that would be fun. That's really fun in games.
If this happens, I petition for Josh Hutcherson to do the voice of Harlan Bishop.
Please, Josh, do it.
And then they can play Whistle every time he does it.
And then if I stream it on Twitch, y'all can Josh me the entire time.
Yeah.
Just blow up the chat and then Josh me with all of your points, man.
I think it would be the only way.
That is the best way.
Mm-hmm.
God, now I've got to make, like, FNAF. The meme for this episode has to be, like, a FNAF meme.
I think it's destined.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you something. Yeah. The carousel gets a little quirky at night. There we go. Anyway, continue.
Okay, so the next place that we should go check out is the carousel. So we can use the access card that we got from Joy, and we can look around the carousel. There is a message, or like a sticky note on the little inner door that says you have to call Tink to mess around in there. So we can do that in a bit. And then if you go down through the trap door in the center of the carousel, there is a remote control device. And if you touch it, the carousel turns on. Oh, this must be how the spooker is spooking everyone.
Yeah.
And then as you don't get skewered, by the way, while you're under there, that can happen.
Yeah. That's
which
fun.
is a pretty good death, I think. And then you go back up, and as you're leaving, you'll see a letter, like, kind of up in the rafters. But you can't reach it yet, so we're gonna have to find something to reach it. Also, at some point, you need to call, what's his name? Detective Paris, and ask him about the jewel heist thing. And then you also need to call Paula and ask her about stuff. I'm just kind of flying through this because I think this game is one of the most linear games.
Yeah.
And you don't... there's really not a lot to it. It's one of the shortest games. Then you can go back to Elliot, and then you need to ask him for the soldering gun, and he'll give it to you. And then you can go back to the roller coaster to fix the little circuit box thing. So you'll put the little macro resistor on, and then using the papers in there, or the handbook, one of the two, I don't remember, you have to solder the macro resistor to the wires, but only some of them, otherwise you'll, like, overpower the board because of voltage or whatever. So once you do it successfully and you've turned the power back on, you take the red tag back to Harlan, and he activates the powers back to the roller coaster. So you go back to the roller coaster, and you walk in, and you will see a pencil on the emergency stop button, and it's been chewed up. So that's a clue.
Snack time, baby.
Huh?
Snack time, baby.
Oh, yeah, snack time. So you'll turn to leave, because that's the only thing you can look at in here, which I think is so weird. But then as you take a couple steps forward, the track activates and smashes down on Nancy's foot, and she's trapped under the track, which means she's going to be hit with a roller coaster cart, which does seem like a very painful ending. So Nancy's like, oh no, I've got to do something quickly. So basically you have to switch the track. But in order to do that, you have to connect these 3 wires to their correct points.
Yeah.
The problem with this from a real life standpoint is, why are they so easily detached? And why is there no cheat sheet in case of emergency?
Yeah, that should be, there should be safety protocols.
Yeah.
Why are there no safety protocols?
And I would think that if these wires were not connected, how does anything else function? Like, there should be like a fail-safe, like if not everything in the ride is powered on correctly, then nothing can run. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Anyway, you figure out which one's attached to which by trial and error. And then once you get the power up, you can switch the track from like B to A or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the track lifts up and Nancy is free. You can tell everybody at this point about the accident. But it feels like nobody really cares. But you can go confront Joy about the pencil, because we know that she chews pencils. And then Miles the Magnificent Memory Machine is going to be like, hey, y'all want to do some riddles? Because he's, I don't know, Rumpelstiltskin. I don't know. Does Rumpelstiltskin say riddles? I don't think so. He just blocks the bridge.
I don't know.
What's a character that gives you riddles?
Millie from Stay Tuned for Danger.
Wait a minute. Millie? Miles? The names are too similar.
Wait! Oh!
This is a conspiracy.
Okay,
We need somebody to do a deep dive on this.
It's not gonna be me. I don't want to play this game again.
This seems like the kind of fan theory that Snuggly would talk about. Chloe, we need you to do this.
Get on it, girl.
Anyway, he's gonna give us a riddle. Crud, I don't... What is the riddle? I don't remember. It's not on this thing.
I have no idea.
Hang on one sec. Oh, okay. The riddle is about the silvery remains of a 2-bit day or whatever. And you're like, what the heck does that mean? I don't know what that means. And Joy is like, I don't know anything. I'm just sad and lonely. So you're like, okay, cool. I guess I'll just do this for you. At this point, I think also you can snoop around. So if you go to Harlan's office, he's not there. And you can look at the cameras and you can look at his magazine, which has a highlighted code, which is the combination to his locker. So you can go in his locker, and in his appointment book, he has like a phone number that you can call. And if you call the number, you find out it's his probation officer, which means Harlan has served time, which could implicate him. We're not sure. Don't know. Maybe Paula knows. Maybe Paula doesn't know about that. He's also got a videotape. And if you play that videotape in the camera station, it's a zoom in of Ingrid putting her code into her door, which is a huge invasion of privacy. I almost said an invasion of piracy, which is not... That's not the same thing. So now we have the code into Ingrid's office when she's not there. So that's everything I think you can look at in Harlan's office. So you run over to Ingrid's office and you can use that access code because, we didn't commit the crime, but we sure as heck will benefit off of it. And you look around and she's got like a note on the table with another phone number that says LH. If you call that, it turns out to be the guy who sued the park or whatever for his whiplash. So you're like, why is she talking to that guy? That seems like a conflict of interest. So that's suspicious. And then if you look around at her desk, there's a bag on her desk with a watch inside, and the watch is $20,000. And there's also there's a brochure for like a luxury car, and you're like, where the heck is Ingrid getting all of this money? It can't be from the money she's saving, having only eaten whole wheat toast with natural peanut butter on it. So that's suspicious. So now you can go to talk to Elliot. Elliot is in his office, and you can ask him about Miles' riddle about the silvery remains, and he actually solves it for you. So the 2-bit would be quarters, which stands for the Captain's Quarters Hotel, and the silvery remains is the spoon, the souvenir spoon you get if you order their fun day, which is like the sundae that you can get specifically at the hotel. So now we're going to go to the hotel and we're going to order room service and we're going to get a fun day. And of course Nancy's going to eat that fun day, which I think is so funny because every other time that you order food in this game, it's like, yes, I'll take the pasta or like the vegetable pasta with an orange juice instead of a soft drink. And I get it because like it's a healthier option. It's geared toward kids. You want to promote healthier options, blah, 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 blah. And then Nancy's like, but I'll take a fun day. And it's probably like 2,000 calories, and she eats the whole thing by herself in 4 seconds. So I always thought that was really funny.
She's one of those people who, like, you know those things where it's like, oh, you have 10 minutes to eat this giant meal. Do you think you can do it? Nancy Drew can do it.
Mm-hmm.
If she can down, like, 99 Cocoa Kringles in one go, like, she can do this. She can do anything.
Do you remember that show called, it was like Man vs. Food?
I do not.
Oh, okay. It was just like this guy, and he hosted it, and he'd go to like restaurants that would have like eating challenges like that, and he would like see if he could do it. I think Nancy would kill a show like that. Okay, so we take the spoon back to Joy's office, and we stick it into Miles' mouth, and he's like, great, yeah, this is awesome. And then they talk about some memories. And then he gives you the second riddle, which is a piece of paper, but there's nothing on it that to the eye can see. But I think Nancy may mention that it smells faintly of lemon, which is the clue. And I think, I don't remember if it's like there's a Sassy Detectives magazine somewhere that Nancy reads, and she's like, something about how you can... There's some source in the game where it talks about like heat can be used to reveal a message that was written in lemon juice. So this is where you go back to your hotel and you turn on the ironing board and you iron this piece of paper to get the riddle, which is something like the first 8 notes of your favorite tune played on a mouth organ. You know, something, something, something.
Yeah.
So, don't forget to turn off the iron so you don't burn the hotel down.
Yep.
And he'll be like, oh, and so now we have to find a mouth organ and the first 8 notes of her favorite band organ tune. So, at this point, you hopefully, when you were looking around Elliot's office, swiped the tissue paper and the tape. Because, okay, I've actually watched people play this game for the first time, and they get to this point where they're at the carousel, and they've called Tink, they've gotten permission to go into the player organ or whatever it is, and they put they get the correct roll, they've got the combination, the dowel breaks, so you have to go make a new dowel in Elliot's office, which you can do that. They get all that done. They put the roll on, and then they try to learn by ear those first 8 notes. There are lots of times I've watched people play this game, and they have no idea that you can tape the tissue paper to the organ pipes to see the air coming out of them and to give you the notes. And I always feel so bad when I'm watching people play this game and they're trying to like muscle through playing this on a harmonica when they're not like musicians who learn by ear or anything. They're just trying to emulate what they're listening to. And I feel so bad. And so if that was you, if you played this game for the first time, not knowing that you could tape the tissue paper to the organ pipes, I am sorry, because I think that makes this puzzle 40 times harder than it is, which is not that hard. It's just like a multi-step puzzle, but goodness gracious, the times I've seen people like struggle on this, and it's difficult without knowing that you could do that. So, okay, so we made the dowel, we got the notes, we're going to go back and we're going to play it to the... Oh, now we need a harmonica. We need a harmonica. So the way you get a harmonica is you have to go to the midway and play some games. Now, you have to get like 3 tokens, I think, to purchase a harmonica from the little Prize-O-Matic. And you get these tokens through playing different games. So the first one you do is like the squid toss. I think this one's probably my favorite. It's just the most straightforward. That's the one I didn't hate. It's what?
That's the one I didn't hate.
Yeah. It's the most straightforward one. You know, you just have your strength and your angle, and you just launch it away and hope it goes through the loop. Then the second one is where you have to get the swimmer to the beach before the, like, storm rolls in. And you just do that by, like, moving the pieces around. This is another puzzle that we see a lot in the Nancy series. We see it in Shadow Ranch and Secret of the Old Clock. It's just move pieces to get your designated piece moved or whatever that is. So that one's pretty simple as well. Although one time I played that one on hard just because I was like, you know, easy puzzle. Like, I can do it. And hard was actually pretty difficult. I remember getting really close to losing before I finally figured it out, like, because it's timed. So that one can be difficult. But then the third machine, it's not working, and it needs service. So you got to go ask Ingrid about it. She kind of tells you a little bit about it. And then you have to you go back and you go to the back of the machine, and you have to enter the serial number, and then you enter like a couple commands into the, like, it's basically like, I don't know, Microsoft DOS coding here. I don't know anything about coding. I might have just sounded like an idiot, but you get in, you fix the machine. So now this is Barnacle Blast. Why don't you tell us about Barnacle Blast?
I hate it. I hate Barnacle Blast so much. You don't even understand, okay? The first time I played this game in 2015, I rage quit because I hated Barnacle Blast so damn much. I hate it. I've always hated this game. And people are like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. This is a great game from my childhood. Just the mini game that Barnacle Blast is based off of. I don't care! It sucks, and I hate it, and it hates me. Anyway, I could go on, but I'll spare you guys.
No, it's okay. When I was a kid and I had a very laggy laptop, Barnacle Blast was atrocious and would make me very, very upset. God. Once I upgraded to a laptop that actually responds when I ask it to, it's a lot more bearable to play Barnacle Blast. But I do have, like, physical video evidence of me streaming Haunted Carousel and getting flustered at Barnacle Blast. So even as a grown adult on a fine laptop, it is difficult at times. So I completely understand your hatred for Barnacle Blast, and I was surprised that was the game that they decided to port into Secrets Can Kill Remastered. Yeah,
no, because it sucks.
I wonder...
It's just,
I wonder who the biggest fan of... There's gotta be, like, the biggest fan of Barnacle Blast in the community, and I wonder who that would be. If it's you,
Not
please
me.
tell us.
That's not me.
Yeah, it's not me either. But if
Yeah,
you
no, it's
are
us.
listening and you are the biggest fan of Barnacle Blast that there ever was, please tell us, because we would like to try to understand your brain. Or at least I would. So now we've won all of the games and we can purchase a harmonica. So we'll do that, and then we'll go back to Miles and we will play for Mr. Robot Dude the 8 tunes to the correct carousel song. And he'll be like, great, awesome, thank you so much. But then he's like, now you got to know the name of your favorite horse. And Joy is like, how the heck am I supposed to remember that? I specifically blocked out all of these memories regarding my mother from my childhood because they were painful. So how do you expect me to remember that? And so now you're like, oh, okay. I guess I will take this bill of sale that I stole from your cabinet and try to figure out what this means in shorthand. So you actually have to call Bess and George for this because Nancy doesn't know shorthand and there's no other resource in the game that will teach you about stenography. So you call them and they say they'll get some research to you, and then they end up emailing it to you, I think. And then, another thing that you can do, I almost forgot about this, is go back to the carousel, and you should get the brass ring. So there's like the little thing where it's like, if you ride the carousel and you capture the brass ring, you get like a prize, which I guess has like real life history behind it. I've never ridden or seen a carousel personally that had the brass ring thing, but apparently that was a thing that some carousels did. So Nancy needs to take the brass ring. Also, if you won the what is it, like the Chinese yo-yo, is that what it's called? The party favor thing.
Remember.
From the Midway games, you can get the letter down. That's okay. You can get the letter down from inside. And then so go back to the hotel, check your email. You should have a thing about stenography, and you have to go through all these stenography lessons to learn how to read shorthand. And once you do that, you can use what you learn in those stenography lessons to translate the bill of sale to state that the horse's name was Glory. So now you'll tell Joy that you know the name of the horse, which is Glory. Or actually, I guess you're technically telling Miles, and he's like, oh, great, yay. Mm-hmm. I think at this point, next time you go see Ingrid, you ask her about the dummy in the haunted house that's missing an arm, and she's like, okay, yeah, you can fix it. And so she gives you an arm and pliers, and then you go put the arm on the dummy, and you tighten it up, and then you take the red tag back to Harlan, and then I think he's like mad at you, so he like doesn't really do anything, and then you have to get a key, I think, from Harlan at some point. I'm getting confused now, but at some point Harlan gives you a key which opens like a locked door in the haunted house, and then I think at that point, whenever that happens, Harlan will also turn on the power to the dummy in the haunted house. There is a Post-it note somewhere in Elliot's office about this guy who knew a ton about Bill Kessler. Not Bill Kessler. Rolf Kessler. Different people. Bill Kessler is in...
Nancy does ask, hey,
she does.
Any relation? He's like, I don't know who that man is.
Yeah. I meant to say Rolf Kessler, who was the creator of the carousel horses. But this guy, Anton Sukov or whatever, he'll tell you the nickname that Rolf Kessler gave his wife, Amelia, which was Spotsy, which is what you have to put into the the spook that you just fixed in the haunted house. So when you do that, a trap door opens, and then you go down into the trap door, and there are a bunch of horses being created, and there's jewels on the floor and a note addressed to Joy. And if you grab these things and you look at all of the forgery horses, and there's like emails back and forth about how, you know, I'm trying to make these horses, but I'm having to be sneaky and blah, 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 just basically admitting to the crimes. And then you try to leave, and Elliot is there, and he cuts you off because he's the one behind everything. And he, like, asks you some question, and one of the choices that you have is to throw all of the jewels at his face. So you do that, and then it distracts him enough that you can run past him and up the stairs, and then Elliot's chasing after you. And this scared me so bad as a kid because I did not know how to stop him. I was just trying to run out of the building fast enough, and it was never like, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm running faster, like, is he just that much faster than me? But what you have to do is you have to turn to the spook and take the ring back off of his arm, and the sign that came down will, like, go back up and hit Elliot in the face and push him down into the trap door again. And that's the whole game. So, yeah, it's not super long. Yeah, it's not super long. This is one of the games that I actually do tend to recommend to a new player. Maybe not necessarily as their first game, but kind of in that beginning portion, because it is very linear. It's pretty difficult, I think, to get lost. Like, you pretty much always have some sort of objective, and like a veteran Nancy Drew player can play the whole thing in like an hour and a half or 2 hours maybe. So it's a pretty short one. But the downside of that is that I do think it has a tendency to get a little bit boring, and it does feel slightly small. You do have quite a few locations you can visit, but it's usually like one room at each location, and that's it. So I think it has a tendency to feel really small, unfortunately. But I wouldn't say I hate it. It's not in my, like, bottom 5, but it's still in the bottom part of my list. It is number 21 out of 34 for me. So it's, like, lower than half. But there are games that I like less, obviously. And I think a lot of the reason that mine is not lower is because of the nostalgia that I have for it. But I do understand the critiques that come with a lot of it, and I don't disagree with a lot of those. But I do think it has its merits. So anyway, I know that you are not a fan. Where would you say that this falls? Are there any games that you think are worse than this?
Ransom of the Seven Ships. But, like, that's it. God. At least this one has a good amount of suspects, and, you know, there isn't the racism, so, you know.
Yeah, true.
But I will say the music in Ransom of the Seven Ships is better, unfortunately.
I do think there are a lot of really good quotes from the Haunted Carousel.
True.
Like, I just love, you know, Joy, talk about Joy less. And then, like, Remember Niacin is also really good. And, I mean, even, like, Miles says, like, even bad memories have a place in a good life. And I always thought that was, like, a really good quote. But, yeah, I don't know. So, I think it has a decent amount of merit to it. But let's talk about characters. What do you think about the characters?
I don't really remember a lot of it because I played it 1.5 times.
Do you have any thoughts about anybody?
Quote. I did like the knife quote from Harlan. You know, the one, you know what I mean? You know that quote, he's like, I don't remember.
What's
it's the
it
only
about?
quote I can remember. It's when he's talking about Nancy betraying him, and he's like, yeah, the knife in my back or something like that.
Oh, he's like, My
quote,
back
yeah.
kind of hurts because someone just got done
Yeah.
stabbing me there.
Yeah.
That one is good. I do like that quote.
But yeah.
I definitely think that the characters can be slightly forgettable. They serve their purpose okay within the confines of the story, but I think generally they seem to be kind of caricatures of themselves, and there's not much like growth or change in any of them. So they're just kind of middle of the road for me too. Okay, music. I know that you are not a fan of this music. Is that correct?
It would have been good if it didn't give me a headache. Unfortunately, sadly.
I think when I'm in like a specific mood, this music is appreciated by me more. But generally, this is not one of the soundtracks that I gravitate toward. There are way more soundtracks that are a lot more like comforting to me. But like sometimes if I'm in like a very whimsical mood, then I think this soundtrack is good in those moments. Okay, do you have any opinions about puzzles?
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I finished the game once.
So,
yeah.
anything that stands out to you?
Something that stands out very negatively.
Yeah, Barnacle Blast. I think for the most part, the puzzles tend to be like chore based or like fetch quest based. I did like that they incorporated a little bit of like engineering and coding into puzzles, but they're not very well explained, I think, unfortunately. So I don't think they kind of realized the full potential that they could have had in the whole like STEM community or to those ends. I think they could have dove a little bit more into that.
Yeah.
But kind of missed its potential there. Okay, what about atmosphere and setting?
Could have been better, but not bad.
I definitely don't think it's the worst setting in the series. I think it's very the atmosphere itself is very distinct, and I think the music does help with that a bit. But I think it would have been nicer, like I mentioned before, if the locations had felt a bit bigger than they were. You get this idea that we're going into a ton of different places, but then we get one room in each place. So it really doesn't end up as big as it perceives itself to be in the beginning. But I think it is distinct in that way. I like the whole vibe of like being on this sort of coastal park sort of idea. Okay. Well, we will finish up with overall rank for us. So I'll let you go first.
Oh, see, I don't feel like it's fair for me to give it like an accurate rating, but I'm gonna say like for me like a 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am gonna give it a I think I'm gonna give the Haunted Carousel a just lower than average 4.5. So I think that that's pretty fair. Like if you think that like 5 is the most mid that you can vote, it's not bad, it's not good. I would give it just shy of that kind of like mid number with 4.5.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shorter episode than normal, but shorter game than normal.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you wish to say or talk about with Haunted Carousel before we wrap up?
I want to say again, I hate Barnacle Blast. That is all.
All right. Message delivered. I think we'll hold that one in our hearts.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much. Happy New Year. Thanks for sticking around
Happy New Year.
with the show. Again, thank you to everybody who showed me such kindness and generosity while I was out and recovering.
Yeah.
And I hope that everybody's year ahead is full of happiness and joy and peace.
Yay.
And that you get everything that you hope for this year and grow as people. And that we can all do that together, I think is a really fun thing. So, take care, everybody. We are moving, by the way, gonna try to start doing an every 3-week release schedule. I think it's gonna work a little bit better for both mine and Ray's schedules to try to space it out a little bit. We're both pretty busy people.
We got crazy schedules.
Yeah, so it's easier, I think, to give us a little more time. So we'll see you back in hopefully 3 weeks, if this works out well for us. And we'll be talking about something I think really funny. Definitely Ray will be taking be taking the reins on the next episode. So don't worry if you want to hear less from me and more from Ray. Just wait till the next episode. I will be the one listening.
It's gonna be a funny one.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the one listening and absorbing. So, all right, everybody, take care. We'll see you again.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.